us in our isolation. And so I just wanted to touch bases with a few things that have come up since then. So first off, there is one of my coven sisters is starting it's a perpetual flame for Gaia. And so if you are interested at all in being basically a flame caretaker, what this is going to involve is that you're going to just have a basic salutation. So it's already going to be written up, but doing a salutation, having a simple little altar. I've already talked about having altars, and we can talk a little bit more about that if you are interested. Giving a little offering like water or food or something like that, and then lighting a candle. And this is going to be sort of like a 2-week commitment. So if you are interested in this, it's a little bit more advanced than just lighting a candle, of actually having something to say and giving an offering. But we're going to be doing that and rotating so that there is always somebody that's going to be having this perpetual flame for Gaia. So it's for healing the earth, it's for healing the people, it's for healing everything. And so if you are interested in doing the perpetual flame for Gaia, then just contact me and I will get you in touch with my coven sister that is organizing this, okay? Some other announcements really quick because it's really boring. So I am going to wait until mid-May before I decide when I'm actually going to have people coming into the office, because yes, I am gonna I've already started being in my office for readings, but I'm just gonna sort of wait and see how things go. And so I will let everybody know, I'm sure, whenever I do these videos, and also when I do my newsletter and stuff like that. So I'm seriously doubting, I've been doing some readings on it, and I seriously am doubting that my trip to Tulsa is actually going to happen, because I just think that, especially after my reading that I did last Wednesday, I don't think that things are going to be clearing up, especially in Oklahoma. So I'm just putting that out there, that I probably will not, I have not canceled anything yet with the shop, but I'm probably not going to be making it out there. I do have my Manifest Your Higher Self class. It's the first step. It's the class on body that I have scheduled for June 13th, and I am planning on still doing that unless this gets worse. So everybody just needs to do their part and stop passing around the germs, and so that way we can get back to normal. I have some availabilities for readings tomorrow evening. I already have a few, and so if you're interested in a reading, I'm doing them on Mondays and Thursday evenings, and then on Saturdays. So that, at least for the next 3 weeks while I get through this semester, it's been really chaotic with everything. And so this is the easiest way for me to try and schedule my time and have quiet in my office. So time has been really crazy, and I have talked to a lot of people about this recently. Everybody is saying that they are like losing time, or time is going really fast and then really slow. And part of that is just the, if you're not setting your alarm every single day, then yeah, time is going to be a little bit more fluid, right? Time is fluid anyway. Just the concept that it is strict or linear or anything like that is not accurate. But it has been extra crazy lately, and it's been a lot of past life issues that have been surfacing, and this has been coming up in some of the readings I've been doing, the daily draws, as well as my dreams themselves, having really weird, intense dreams of places or people that, are not anywhere here. It feels very much a past life issue. And I think that, since we're into week 7 of isolation, at least for most of us. We have really been focusing on, meditation or the silence. Silence in of itself really helps you to connect with your guides. And if you're not running around and being in your car all of the time and, being out and being in different buildings and being with other people, then you're automatically going to be shoved into this space of being the hermit, of being a little bit more, whether you wanted to or not. It's putting us all into this position of being more open to messages from our guides, but it's also, I think, opening up our memories of our own souls. And I'm not going to go into every single thing about past lives, because I have a 2-hour workshop on it that I never cover every single thing that I want to cover in that class. But past lives basically hold any type of karma that, we've been holding onto from those past lives, and that we are facing them now. And so a lot of times people ask me, why do I have this fear of this when I've never had this problem before? Or why do I feel drawn to this one person and I don't even know who this person is? Oftentimes that is a past life issue, whether it be, if you had a past life that, you drowned or something like that, then maybe that's why you may have a fear of water now, even if you've never had any problems or had any detrimental experiences in water before in this lifetime. And the same thing goes for people in our soul circles, that there is not one soul mate that we have. We have an entire circle of souls that we gravitate towards lifetime after lifetime. And, our society, of course, romanticizes what these souls are to us. Usually, maybe 10% of it is a romantic connection, and good luck if it actually works out, because, relationships are difficult enough as it is. And then when you have a whole bunch of past life baggage brought in as well, then it makes it a lot more challenging. So the other 90% of those relationships are, best friends, brother, sister, whatever it is, having different relationships, and you're drawn to each other lifetime after lifetime, and you assist each other on your paths. And sometimes this person stays in your life for a long time, and sometimes they're just there to get you onto that next path, and that's it. If you have, and this is also how a lot of people get stuck in really toxic relationships, is because they're like, I can't leave them. I can't, I don't know why, I just can't, and oftentimes we do have a lot of the, if there is low self-esteem involved or anything like that, but it can also just be a past life connection as well, that you're just automatically, just because you had a past life together does not mean that it's going to be working out this time around. I always have to state that. It is not an automatic. In fact, I feel that past life relationships are a lot more complicated than just regular relationships. It's like, oh, let's just start with a fresh page or something like that, rather than bringing in all of those centuries or whatever of baggage. But it's also any promises that you have made, either to another person that's maybe in your soul circle, or maybe to your guides. That was one of the readings that I got on Saturday. It was so crystal clear. That card for the day, it was the Judgment card inverted, and usually that I feel that energy of more of justice or something, but I was really getting that information about that it was facing your calling that you may have this time around, that maybe there's something that you were, and it's very tricky, because is it just destiny, or is it all about self-will, and that we can do whatever we want? And I think it's really a combination of both, quite honestly. I don't think that it's all completely fated no matter what we do. We can absolutely shift our our timeline or our goals, especially that's why we have these baggages from past lives of, if we don't complete a lesson, a life lesson, because each life is a lesson. And so if we do not complete that life lesson, if we're like, oh, I don't like this, I'm not going to face this, I'm not going to do this, whatever, and that life ends, then you may have to do that again and again and again before you get that life lesson. So the moral of the story is, just face your shit. Just face your past issues, and also just for this time around, not just for past lives. Starting with this lifetime is a really great place to start. But if you are to that point where you're really starting to explore your past lives, it's not all sunshine and roses when you start uncovering past lives. It's not. I don't want to burst anybody's bubbles, but, more than likely you were not Cleopatra or, any other famous person. Usually it is, the vast majority of us were peasants. The vast majority of us were, we've been in all the different positions. We've been in all the different types of lives. And it just depends on how you faced the life lesson in that particular situation as to, how you shifted to a next life. And time is not linear. It is not, you start here and it ends here. It's circular. And so it makes things a little bit more complicated when you try to work on some past life stuff. So, I'm just waiting and seeing as far as doing past life regressions. I almost did a past life regression through video last week, and then we just could not get the technology to work for some reason. It was so bizarre. And so, because I've been doing videos for a while now, and we just could not get things to work right. So I've yet to actually have a video chat that does the past life regression. But I am willing to attempt that, especially if you don't live locally. But it's really important, and I don't do 30-minute regressions. I teach you how to do the regression yourself. And it's more of a shamanic meditation than doing any type of hypnosis or anything like that. And yes, I can tap in to your past lives. I don't like to do that, honestly, because I don't know, maybe it's just because I want to see things for myself. That's just how I am. I don't want to just take somebody's word for, oh yeah, and then you were this, and then you were this, and then you were this. And it's like, oh, well, that's great, I want to see it for myself. And so that's why I'm a big old meanie, and I would prefer to show everybody their own past lives and experience it themselves. And often, a lot of times people are finished and they're really overwhelmed in one way or another. So it's not like, oh, yay, and I feel so much better necessarily, because it's uncovering baggage. And so then people always ask me, well, why would I want to do that? That is not fun. I don't want to be facing all kinds of crap that I did in past life. I do enough crap in this life. But the reason why we have to face these issues is that we're just going to have to keep doing it again and again and again. And I don't know about you, but I'm done with this crap. I'm done with doing crap in general. I'm just like, well, here's another thing I gotta work on. I'm gonna face it, and I'm gonna get through it, so that way I don't have to do it again. I could check it off my karmic list, if you want to call it that. So, it's not fun, but at the same time, it is enlightening. Okay. And that's sort of the whole point, because the only way that your soul is going to evolve is if you uncover all of these things about yourself, about your relationships with other people, about your promises that you have made, the contracts that you have made. So yeah, it's not, it's not fun, but it is self healing. It is it's the work on yourself. And everybody would rather be distracted and do other fun things, which I totally get that. And I'm not saying that that's all you should be doing 24/7 in isolation, is looking at all your crap. But, if we are stuck inside and all of these, and some things are surfacing, then you can't ignore it. You can't pretend that it's not there. And this is sort of like going back to some of the things that I've been talking about before, as far as, a lot of people mask things through different addictions, or, they just ignore things. They try to distract themselves. And, and ultimately the only way that you are going to get that raising your vibration, or, elevating yourself, or however you want to call it, okay, is to look deep within yourself and to face your fears and your issues and things like that, and take it one step at a time. I mean, I'm not talking about, a karmic hair shirt or something like that, you're constantly hurting yourself, or, making yourself miserable all the time. But, especially if you're having repetitive dreams, if you're having, just all these synchronicities that you can't quite explain, they're not synchronicities, or they're not just coincidences. They are, signs. They are signs from your guides. Okay. So don't ignore them, because, if you continue to ignore them, then you're just going to be shutting that back down. And, there are so many people that have been contacting me about how their senses are heightened, their dreams are much more intense, their visions are a lot more strong, whatever it is. So it is that we are in this space of, a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people are really working on themselves and trying to evolve. And I really think that that is a positive thing that comes out of this crappy situation. That, if we have a bit of enlightenment, if we have a raising of consciousness, I think that that's really a good thing. Okay. Not that, yay, pandemic at all. I never will ever say that at all whatsoever. But I think that if we just face our lessons that we are being given by our guides, then we will come out of this stronger as a species. Okay. So I think that that is pretty much it. I'm hoping it is. I'm looking through all my notes here. So yeah, if you are interested in doing the Perpetual Flame for Gaia, just message me and I will get you in contact with, my Coven sister, and I'm just going to keep on playing it by ear as far as when I'm going to have people coming into the office. I still am, selling oils and my spell kits and things like that. I can mail those, so just message me if you want any of those. I think that we're getting through this, and it's not, we're to the point where, like, oh boy, I'm like talking to all kinds of random things, and my child sometimes worries about my my mental stability. But I think that we are getting through this one way or another, and a lot of it is just through talking to our friends and talking to our families and our loved ones, just on the phone. And I've talked to a lot of people that I usually don't have time to talk to, just because we don't usually have the time to sit down and have a phone call or a video chat or something like that. And so now that we are not going anywhere, we can do that more. And so that really is an awesome thing. And I hope that you all are doing well, and I hope that you are paying attention. Pay attention to your dreams. Write those down. Write down the things that you've been getting, and just see what comes through. Okay? So have a good rest of your week, and I will see you next Wednesday. Okay? All right. Have a good evening. Bye.